Hello everyone, hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to my channel, Nick Rano Real Estate. Let's dive right into January's real estate sales for the GTA. And then I want to give you my final thoughts on what the market's looks like moving forward into particularly into the first half of this year, and then potentially down the road moving forward. So average list price for January was $1,038,668. A slight decrease from December, which was $1,051,031. This was about a 1.1% decrease. I mean, there's no surprise here, folks. If we look at this period last year, we've seen a steady decrease from about, let's say, that March-April point. We've seen a steady decrease from last year till about this point in time. So there's really no surprise. And then, quite honestly, it's been fair. It's been a decent decline for those that are for investors that have lost some equity in their properties. Maybe not so great, but for people that are trying to get into the market, it's a great thing. So about a 1.1% decrease from last month, let's say. Active number of listings, a little bit of a surprise here, because we've seen the active listings month over month from December. December was 8,692 active listings. So January has gone up a little bit. It's gone up to 9,299 listings. So about 600, just slightly over 600 more listings have come on board since December. Days on the market. This is important for me. I like to understand these numbers, because when I'm evaluating property or trying to understand what's available out there, I look at all of these stats here. Everything that I'm showing you here right now, I look at everything. I try to understand how to evaluate a property based on these numbers here. So January days on the market, what it took to sell a property. In January, it took about 29 days to get a property sold. In December, it took 27 days. So because of more listings on the market and a price point that's a little bit lower here, it's taking a little bit longer to get that home sold. And here in this next stat, months of inventory, I can see here clearly that months of inventory has also gone up. Excuse me. So months of inventory climbed in January. It went from December, which was 2.7 months of inventory, up to January, it climbed up to 3 months of inventory. So we could see here, taking a little bit longer to sell a property, which has affected the price, and which has affected the days it takes to get a home sold. Sales, the last thing here, sales. In January, 3,100 home sales took place, and in December, just slightly a little bit more, 3,117 home sales. I mean, not a huge difference there. Sorry about that. So let me just give you some final thoughts here. What I think we're going to see here, for sure, I mean, all of these numbers here is a direct result of interest rates that have taken place over the last 12 months or so. And, it has everything to do with 8 interest rate hikes, basically. And, hopefully the feds now have decided to maybe scale back on interest rate hikes, but I think potentially we're probably going to see one more interest rate hike, possibly even a second one this year, which could have an effect on further pricing home prices. The idea behind the interest rate hikes, obviously, is to get that inflation rate down to 2%. But moving forward here, I think buyers and sellers alike here have been sort of held back and waiting to see what's going to happen, and understanding that the feds now have sort of scaled back or slowed down with their interest rate hike, want to get back into the market. So what we're seeing now a little bit now is more listings coming on board. And I think as we get a little bit closer to spring now, you're probably going to start seeing a little more activity between buyer and seller. Sellers that being sellers' homes coming onto the market more, and also buyers taking advantage of those availability properties. So it's going to have a little bit of effect on sellers, because I think they'll probably be competing a little bit more because of the fact that there's going to be some more homes available. But moving forward, I think this is what it's going to look like. More sales, and obviously, price point is going to be competing. I hope you've enjoyed this market update. If there's anything you think I can do or change, or you wish to comment on what I'm providing you here with, please hit that comment button. Share that with me. I'd love to respond to you. And also like, share, and subscribe. Always look for your help on this for sure. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much. Bye for now.